Okay, we're going to get started in just a couple of minutes, but most of the folks seem to be late, so I'm going to give everybody a couple of minutes. Oh, people are just starting to come on. Good. Once you come on, there's, most of you are familiar, this little chat function, and make sure it's set at all panelists and attendees, and go ahead and say hi. And there we go. People are showing up. So go ahead, use the chat to say hi. And also let me know if you can hear me okay, if everything's fine. In fact, I'm going to double check on my end. Everything looks okay. I think so. Okay, it looks good. Oh, actually, let me check one more thing on the sound. Okay, that should be better. All right, arrange the camera. Oh, great. Thanks for letting me know that you could all hear me well. Oh, Diana, I'm glad you could make it too. We got Sophie, Linda, Veronica, Diana, Moana. There are a number of people who said that they couldn't make it at this time, so they'll be watching the recording. So this will be, I'm going to review everything, and then I'll open it up for questions and answers. And my goal for this call is to help you make a good decision for yourself and that you feel really clear on. Great, Alvin has joined us. Hi. And yeah, so again, no pressure on any of this. Relax. Let's just explore this together. So I'm at Olive Hickmott's house out in Redbourne, which is lovely. She's in a beautiful, beautiful backyard. Today it was cloudy, but yesterday was just glorious. And her husband, Ivan, has nicely lent me his desk for this. So let's go ahead. I think we've leveled out with people. Let's go ahead and set our energy space. Okay. And we'll also have the intention, as always, we'll be clearing blocks, opening up more to guidance from our M, opening up to more of our abilities. So let's set a really nice, gentle energy space. It looks like all of you, like me, as I am, are really processing our 2-day program together. I know I did a lot of shifting, and all of you did too. So let's create a wonderful golden amethyst ball of energy. Let's make this a space of clarity, a space of joy, a space of guidance. Space of renewal and fun. As I mentioned, a space where we connect more with our M's, our inner wisdom and spirit, and our expanded M's. Okay. So I'm going to review the program, and then, like I said, I'll open it up for questions, and you can always put questions either in, there's a separate box for questions, or you can just put it in the chat. Alrighty, so let me did a fair amount of energy work earlier today. I'm a little spaced, so it's all ground. I know I need it. My ear set doesn't seem to want to stay in. Let me try it again. I know what the problem is. And they're not on this call, but again, I want to thank Anne and Henrietta for their incredible assisting, and Paula It made such a huge difference to have their energetic support, and they were doing a lot more than I'm sure most of you noticed. And I'm very grateful for that, and they were doing some great coaching. So that was all wonderful. Okay, so the M Club. And Jeff and I have been doing a lot of talking over this last couple of days, and let me explain this by the way of a comparison. I don't know how you are, but like when I go on a wonderful vacation, often I'm so busy getting ready for the trip and all the things have to get done before you can go that it would really be like I'd get on the plane and all of a sudden like, oh, I'm going to the Greek islands, or oh, I'm going to Brazil, or oh, I'm going to Paris, or wherever I'd be going. And oh, I'm off to Machu Picchu. And I wouldn't really grok it until I finally had a chance to make some space and really realize I was about to start in a wonderful adventure. And it's been so busy, and it's been really fun, but so busy on really thinking about and developing the M Club and the future of energetic NLP, and and how to add more value to people, how to integrate the online work with the in-person work, and figuring out how much we could do of each. And Jeff and I have spent an enormous amount of time over the last really year on this, and just in the last few days, starting when we were all together, and as the M Club has become more and more real, from the people who joined in Los Angeles. They don't necessarily live in Los Angeles, but joined that program, and those interested now. As I look at the energy of the M Club, it is so surpassing what I thought it was going to be. And I mentioned over the weekend that people like John Friedlander, who I have to look at the energy, are blown away at what we're going to accomplish together. So I'm really, really, really excited about it, and getting more so every minute, and very eager for it to start. So, and I'm not sure how well I communicated that over the weekend because, I'm monitoring so many things, and this is what we're accomplishing in the program, and I'm monitoring the group and individuals, and which is a lot of fun. But the old sometimes can't see the forest for the trees. I'm so focused on the pieces that it's only later I get to sit back and really enjoy the whole. And then, like say, over the last couple of days, as Jeff and I have been further developing and looking at the energy, it just keeps expanding in terms of what we're going to do. I think in many ways, a lot of I was planning to do a level 5. A lot of you never got the chance to do level 4. Some of you did, and I was planning a level 5. Well, this is going to go beyond what I was thinking a level 6 would be, maybe what a level 7 would be. What we're going to do together is going to be amazing, those of us who are in the M Club. So I just wanted to say that because I felt like I might not have really communicated my enthusiasm about it, because I get on task and sometimes move not projecting the enthusiasm that I really have inside. So wanted to say that. Now let me review everything, and then I'll open it up to questions. And let me see if I can do this in play mode, if this is better. Whoop. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I don't think I did that right. Let me come back to the Zoom. Give me a moment. Somehow I lost my settings. So give me just a moment to find my settings again. I'm not sure how that happened. The settings. Staring right at me. There we go. Okay. So you should be seeing my screen now. And let me just see if I can do this in such a way that I can still see the chat. Sorry that I thought I had figured this out, and then I realized I have not so much. Well, let me go through it, and then, oh, the chat's right there again. I think if you can see what I'm seeing, it's like this big chat box. Oh, well. So I really believe the M Club will be going to new heights personally, and taking Energetic NLP to incredible new heights, depths, width. And I think it's really a new dawn for Energetic NLP. So as it says here, I believe, well, not I believe, the M Club is going to take Energetic NLP and the benefits you receive from it as being part of the program and part of the community to that was supposed to say proudly, supposed to say profoundly higher, wider, and deeper level. Higher, wider, and deeper level. So in the past, as I said, we had level 1, 2, 3, 4. I was planning a level 5 and level 6. But because of the momentum we'll be able to build up in the M Club, because it's a year-long program, because it's not, you know, some people are only going this far and some people aren't going that far, and some people are coming from, you know, it took a level 1 3 years ago, and now we're in level 2. This is going to have a consistency and an integrity and a momentum. It's going to go way beyond what we've done before. And there, of course, will be transformation mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. And we'll achieve a level of mastery that none of us have achieved in the past, a level of mastery, empowerment, authenticity, and spiritual joy. And I didn't mention that over the weekend, but in the past I talked about, you know, one of the goals is that all of you have spiritual joy as part of the foundation of your being. And we'll have, in a year-long program, we'll have much more ability to really get that foundation really built well. It's interesting because a lot of this has been about redesigning Energetic NLP, so it's much more of an incredible foundation for people's lives. And a lot of you know I've been doing all this work on my house, and a lot of it was changing and fixing and upgrading the foundation to make it what they call retrofitted for earthquakes and other things. And so, you know, people would keep saying to me, interesting that you're redoing the whole foundation of your house, amongst other things, while you're redesigning Energetic NLP as a foundation and as a place to live, really. So it's been interesting to watch them going in tandem. So the M Club, okay, let me talk about the logistics of it again. So there's 2 3-day training and transformation retreats and 1 2-day training and transformation retreat, with the optional bonus after that 2-day training of staying for a 3-day Discover Your Miraculous Abilities live event. And that event is open to the public and people that are brand new to it, but a number of people, graduates, I think there were 10 or 11 at least, graduates who were at the one I just did in Los Angeles. And we got really wonderful feedback about what an incredible experience it was for them. You know, part of what allows that to happen, because in Energetic NLP, everybody sets their M in charge of what happens for them. So there's a collaboration amongst the whole council of M's, but what happens for you in your energy space, your M is in charge of. So even though we had people that have been involved in Energetic NLP for 9, 10 years, and people that were brand new, because it allows Jeff and I to bring in this whole symphony of energies, and people's M's could decide what's right for them in their space. And so, and again, that's optional. You certainly don't have to stay, but that is a bonus. There'll also be 9 empowerment and training video sessions with question and answer. And those are 90-minute sessions. So they're every month except for the retreat months. There'll be 12 rapid transformation energy spa sessions. And those are ones that you could do live or recorded. And recorded, because again, all of these will go into the whole membership site that we have. So all of these are things that you can access more than once. And the energy spa sessions, you can use as much as you want. You can turn them on, go to sleep. And then there'll be 9 3-hour training and mentoring video sessions with coaching, and where you'll have a lot of time to practice with one another. And those are the ones that I talked about. They'll be held once a month on Saturdays, and in the U.S. it'd be 9 a.m. Well, in California it would be 9 a.m. On the East Coast it'd be noon, and in the UK it would be 5 p.m. In Central Europe it'd be 6 p.m., etc. And again, those are every month except for the retreat months, because you'll want the extra time in the retreat months. You won't want to be doing both. You'll be doing plenty of the retreat months, but we still will have the energy spa sessions. So additional resources, there'll be a private Facebook group just for us, and it will be one of those private ones on the Facebook that other people can't read even. And so that'll allow us to really work very tightly and privately together. You'll have what we call the M Club Pass. So right now the Offering Your Gifts program is up on the internet, and Discover Your Miraculous Self program is up on the internet. And those are recordings, but I'll be periodically inviting people to enroll in those. So there'll be 2 live coaching sessions. So on top of the recordings, on top of the recording sessions that are already recorded, and the additional material that's added to them, there'll be 2 live coaching sessions that you can do for each of those programs. And there's other programs that weren't mentioned. There's the Energize Your Goals program will be up there, and we'll keep adding to that. And you'll, as a member of the M Club, you're able to access those. And this last one is super important. It's one that Jeff really made me aware of, is we're creating, and it's kind of starting already, but we're really going to start it when the program starts. There's going to be a whole transformational M Club energy field. And believe me, you won't want to be plugged into it every minute of every day. It would be too much. But you'll have like a membership pass to it, if you will. And anytime your M wants to tap into it, it can. Anytime you consciously want to tap into it, you can. And it's going to be this amazing transformative energy field that it'll start off strong, but it's going to get more and more refined and more, as I mentioned before, I'm trying to get away from always using the word strong. I mean, it will be stronger, but it's like, more importantly, it'll be more effective, more transformative. So that energy field will be open to all of us all of the time. And when you're listening to recordings, you'll tap into it. When you're doing the live sessions, you'll tap into it. And that'll be available for all of us all of the time. Again, whenever your M wants to access it, or consciously, whenever you need a boost, you can tap into it. And then there'll be the once a month blessing. And the feedback I got from the blessing that was done at the end of the 2-day program, and somebody may not even remember it now, but at the very end, we did this very powerful blessing. And we're going to be doing one of those once a month. And Jeff and I will let you know when we're doing it. We'll just do it. You don't have to get online or anything for it. You don't have to be awake. You don't have to, there's no restrictions on it. You just have to be, as always, set your intention and give permission for it. And what I was able to do, or we were able to do together, I should say, because it's not just me, on Sunday, that's going to get more and more powerful as the whole group energy gels and evolves. Those blessings are going to just, again, get more and more effective. And my goal is that, you may remember this story. I talked about the man I met who met a Tibetan monk or lama who gave him this little string band and said, as long as you wear this, you're going to have good luck. And he's had amazing luck ever since. Having this blessing, it will be about having good fortune, good luck, and much more than that. So all of that's going to be a big part of it. And receiving those every month, again, that's going to get more and more effective and powerful. Also, the entire grad library, and there'll be new recordings will be available on our special website. All the years of Unleash the Energies of Abundance calls, plus some new ones. You'll have access to all of those. Yeah, so that's the basic M Club. And maybe before I go on to talk about certification, if you have any questions about that, why don't you put them in the chat box now? And questions or comments. And I'm going to come back to hang on a second. Oh, that's weird. Normally, I can come right to it. Why this is giving me trouble. Yeah, okay, there we go. Okay, so I just want to see if there's any questions or comments so far. Oh, so let me answer a couple of the questions. So, and I'll read it for the recording. I can't make the first retreat as I'm already booked for work. How can I make up for it? The first retreat will be completely recorded. So you'll have access to all of that. And yeah, of all the retreats to miss, the first one is the most missable for all of you because you're grads. There'll be some new material, but again, that'll all be recorded. But we thought about that in the design of the program. We figured, because it's coming up so soon, that some of you couldn't make it. So that'll still definitely work through the recordings. And either Jeff or I can maybe hop on, do like a 3-hour kind of Q&A, a Zoom call where make sure everybody feels caught up. And so that's one question. So missing the second and the third retreat, I think, would be a problem. I mean, it would be doable, but I shouldn't describe it as a problem, but that would be a bigger deal. But missing the first retreat for all of you, if you were all brand new, it'd be different. Since you're not, the first retreat could be missed with the recordings and everything. It'll be fine. We're going to look into even seeing if we can live stream some of it, though. Of course, the afternoon part of it would be very late in the UK. I mean, anything after 2 p.m. in California would be 10 p.m. in the UK. But we're going to look into live streaming it so people could catch at least pieces of it too. But it will all be recorded and available. Sophie's asking, have we thought about doing longer retreats? And I'll put in the retreat dates. Because Sophie missed the second day of our program here. The problem with longer retreats with Energetic NLP is And I think if you all think back, 3 or 4 days is a lot. And even the last weekend, 2 days was a lot. So like the last retreat will only be 2 days, but we'll all be cooking so much at that point that'll be a lot. And then there's the optional 3-day on top of it. So that's a lot. And even the 3 days, the way that we're working it now, and because we'll be doing all the sessions in between, I think 3 days will be plenty for people. And I wouldn't want to go beyond 4 days of a pure M Club retreat. So that's why they're not longer. I think this will work out better. And the thing is, people need time to practice and absorb. So even if we made them longer, it wouldn't, it's not about the number of days. It's about the benefits you can get. And each retreat being longer so having longer retreats and then a longer gap in between them, I think would be have much less benefits for people, much less effective. So that's why we're doing that. Any other questions about the basic M Club here before I go on? Okay, then I will go back to one moment. That's quite all right. Okay, here we go. Oop. That's weird. So bear with me.
No, I think we'll give you a shout.
Oh, no, I'm talking to the... Yes, I'm running a webinar. All right. Something weird just happened, everybody. Let me figure out how to get back to where I want to be. I'm sorry, everybody, but I somehow lost the chats. Ah, here we go. All right. One moment, I'll be back to the chats. Okay, hopefully you're all seeing my screen again. Oh, okay, so before I answer that, so Linda's asking if I thought any more about the UK. So like I said, the second retreat we're going to hold in Sedona, Arizona, and I would want people to come to the US for that one because Sedona is this amazing place. The energy vortexes there are incredibly transformative, and we'll take advantage of that and do some of our work at the vortexes, which is going to be amazing. So that'll be the retreat end of November, beginning of December. To have the other two retreats in the UK, obviously doubles the time and expense for me. So I will show you here what's possible. Okay. So just somebody let me know, are you seeing the PowerPoints again now? Okay, thank you. Alrighty. So let me, okay, these are the dates. So the first one, comes up soon, July 6th through 8th. That'll be in Los Angeles. The second one will be November 30th through December 2nd, and that will be in Sedona, Arizona. And the last one, May 2nd through 6th, with the option of staying for the 7th through 9th programs, would again be in Los Angeles. Now, I could do this in the UK also, but well, actually, let me back up to that and go back to the slides the way I had them arranged, and I promise you we'll get there. So certification. So people have been asking about the possibility of certification. And, sorry. Give me 1 second. It's not letting me move this. There we go. Now I've got it. Okay, if you choose the certification track, you'll get everything that's in the M Club. Along with that, there'll be 9 monthly 90-minute advanced live video training sessions that'll be just for people in the certification. There'll be additional practitioner-only retreat day at each of the 3 M Club retreats. So for you, it would be adding a day at the beginning where there'd be extra training, and then during the retreat where everybody was at, it would give you an opportunity, would give you things to do to help you with your certification. So you'd be operating in a different way than everybody else at the retreat. You'd still be meeting people and working with them, but you'd also be doing it quite differently. And then at least quarterly evaluations and coaching from Jeff and myself to where you are, what skills you might want to develop, what is it that you need to do to be certified. And some of you could end up being certified early. That's entirely possible. Some of you might not get certified until the end. We wouldn't have you in the certification program if we didn't think you could totally achieve it if you put the work in. So our goal is that everybody who joins the certification gets certified, and that, but we're not guaranteeing it, because as I explained over the weekend, we want it to be extremely meaningful. That if somebody's certified in energetic NLP, that they're really good. And again, all of you totally have the capability of doing that. It's whether you want that. And people have asked times like, okay, why would they be certified? So for some of you professionally, it's good to have certification. So some of you it matters, some of you wouldn't. But your level of mastery of energetic NLP would go way, way up. Like I say, even at the retreats, we'd be giving you extra things to do. When I say extra things to do, you'd be working with groups of people and stuff. So you're getting to practice on a whole other level. And Jeff and I'd be supervising you and being able to give you feedback. And we'd be working with you to increase your abilities beyond what everybody else is doing. And when I say beyond what everybody else is doing, it's not because we're favoring you, but because you're getting all this extra training and this extra retreat time, so that we help you use that to really maximize your abilities. You also would get, so you'd get more mastery, you'd get more personal spiritual growth. So on every level, you'd be getting more. And so some people would be interested in it because they want to be certified. Some people would be just because they want to take this as far as they can take it. And some people because they want to use potentially end up being trainers in energetic NLP. And the goal is to start developing a group of certified practitioners, a group of trainers in energetic NLP, so that we're really building this so it can become a much bigger positive influence on the planet. So that's the big picture of it. And what was I going to say about it? Okay. Totally lost the thought. It'll come back to me. So, and so for certification, there'll be, that's what I'm forgetting. Okay. For people who decide that they want the certification by May 22nd, and why by May 22nd? Because, Jeff and I need to get these things going real soon. We need to, like, where we're going to have the retreats. We need to know, are we having extra, days for people? And there's a lot of planning involved. So that we need to get going on now. So there's two bonuses for people to decide by May 22nd. One is we'll do a 3-hour virtual retreat, again, a Zoom one like this. And we'll train you in doing what are called discovery sessions to help you build your business and get clients. If that, which for some of you, so like if you're doing, you're going to use energetic NLP in a corporate environment or in any other kind of environment you're in, or a nonprofit, that may or may not be relevant. If you have in the helping professions, or if you're a business consultant or anything where you're working with people, discovery sessions are an amazing way to build your practice. And they're actually quite fun, and you don't have to be salesy at all. They're a way to very organically build your business. And we've been doing a lot of studying with people that are really, really good at it. So we'll be sharing with you what we've learned, and very simple. It's actually a very simple thing to do. And I mentioned this over the weekend, but part of what I like about it, when you do a discovery session, it's not a sales call. And it really is helping people figure out where they are, where they want to be, and what are the ways for them to get there. And you're not selling anything. And a lot of times that will be the whole thing. But if you've gotten really good rapport with them, if they are impressed by how you're helping them, a lot of people will very naturally ask you, what you could offer to help them. And then, like I say, it's no longer a sales. Now you're consulting and you're answering the questions. And the way that we're taught, you don't even go there. If they don't drive it, if they're not asking, you just don't even go there. But if they do, then it's very organic, it's very easy, and you're not like selling things, you're just telling them, here's what you have to offer. So it's very, very cool. And we've been lucky to study with some people that are masters at it. And it turns out it's really simple. Like, I wish I'd have known this 33 years ago, but oh well, know it now. And the other thing, and for any of you that are in any kind of business, but you could use this for your, also if you have a job or career too, is we'll do a 3-hour retreat with you on clearing, programming, karma, spiritual contracts, and more that limit or block your financial success using your healing skills and growing your business. So, it's a major problem for people in the helping professions, all this programming, past life stuff and societal stuff, that like somehow making money doing good things is some kind of terrible thing rather than a fantastically wonderful thing. And we'll do a 3-hour retreat that will be again recorded, and you can keep using to keep looking at where are you blocked in this. And again, it might be more about a job or career. It might be about your practice or business. And whether it's directly energetic NLP or not, it could be massage or body work, or it could be therapeutic or life coaching or whatever. Almost everyone has big blocks about this and really letting themselves be successful at it. And of course, letting yourself be successful, that means you get to help more and more people. So that's another bonus. And so going back to the M Club, the investment in the M Club is $13,000. So when we're offering to people, that's what we're offering it for. And we give them the option of, if they pay in full, which means within 30 days, it goes down to $10,000. So there's a significant savings. And the reason for that is, you know, when people are on payment plans, it's just all these levels of complication that it rather not deal with. So it's worth giving people a significant bonus. So that's what we're offering it to the world, and what we're offering it in LA. Now, there's a significant discount for the grads. And I'm doing this because now some of you have only done level 1, but a lot of you have done a lot more than that. But whether you've only done level 1 or not, you're our community. You know, I love you guys. Very, you know, I want to help you transition into this new program. And if you add up what you were paying, you know, to do through level 4, and if you wanted to be in the grad program, if you add that all up, that was a significant amount of money. It was just chunked out in pieces. And I'm sorry I didn't put this in pounds, but remember, it's less in pounds. I think I can send you an email with the figures, but it's considerably less. You know, a pound is worth $1.30. You know, so it's like, you know, I guess about 30% less in pounds. But it's for graduates, and I should be clear, it's only for this time with the M Club. I'm not going to keep that going in the future, because as it expands, you know, there's only so many people that we can do this well with, and you know, in the future, be taking the place of somebody who's paying the full amount. But this time, it was really important to me to offer, you know, a more than a 50% discount to all of you. So the M Club, it's $5,000 if you're grad. If you don't live in North America, we're taking another $500 off just to help a bit with any travel expenses. You know, obviously travel expenses are more than that, but to help with it. And in that, you, as a grad, you can either pay in full or you can have a payment plan. So you do have to put a deposit down, but then after that, it will be divided into 9 monthly payments after that. Unless some people would rather just pay it in full. And, you know, in the way most people would approach it, it would have been 6,000 or 7,000 for grads. And then if you did a payment plan, it'd be 5,000. And yeah, I did originally think about that. But again, I want to make it as easy as possible for grads. So you get the biggest discount I could come up with. You know, whether you do a payment plan or pay in full. So that would be just up to you. And, you know, again, I can send you an email with all of those figures. And I'm sorry I didn't have those on here. So again, the retreat dates, July 6th through 8th through Los Angeles. And that one is the one that could most be missed by grads. The other two, you could miss some. I mean, you would still get a ton out of the program. If you missed all the retreat dates, you'd still get a ton out of the program. But obviously, you know, we're doing the retreat dates because we think they're important. And the one in Sedona in the middle, that's so worth traveling for. I had heard about Sedona for years and years and years, and I never went before a few years ago. And it was one of those, oh my God, what was I thinking? Because it's only about an hour flight for me. Sedona is famous. Sedona was an area that the Native Americans didn't live there. It was a sacred place they would go to, but it was so sacred they didn't even live there. You know, they didn't see it as a place you lived all year because the energy is so strong. Well, you know, people live there all year, though a lot of people are only there part-time, and I think partially because the energies are really amazing. And what's incredible about it, there's a number of different vortexes. And we'll go to at least several of them. And each one is different. I mean, and we'll be learning how to work with them. And because, and I don't mean this in some kind of superior way, but most people who go there don't have a clue how to work with the energies. And mostly what they're working with is spiritual tourist energies. So whether it's Glastonbury, Avebury, or Lourdes, or the Church, or Sedona, or any sacred place you go to, there's tons of thought forms from all the spiritual tourists who've been there. And it's not like they're bad. They're well-meaning, but it's all the opinions and thoughts and programming of the different groups who've been there and the different individuals who've been there. It's actually quite easy to learn how to just not engage all of that and connect with the authentic energies, which is why people went there in the first place. And what's so fantastic about Sedona is there's these number of different, they call them vortices, these energy centers that are very different. I mean, there's an overall energy of the whole place that's amazing. And we will be tapping into the whole system. And that's really incredible too, because again, most people just tap into the individual places. They don't tap into it as a system. So we will be doing that, but we'll also be going to individual vortices, and in each one has different things that are easier to do at that particular one. So that one's going to be amazing, and people that want to, can stay extra days, and we'll plan some extra trips, if people do have the extra time. But even in the 3 days, we're going to do it. You'll have done a whole lot in 3 days. And then May 2nd through 6th, sorry about that. That's the doorbell here. I have to double check that because that's too many days. I'll double check the dates, but it's pretty close to that. And I apologize. Something doesn't seem to be 7th, 8th, 9th. And then I think it must be the 5th and the 6th. And then the 7th, 8th, 9th. So it's 2 days in May, the 6th, the 5th and 6th. And then the optional extra 3 days, if you can stay for that, would be great, but you wouldn't have to. And so I was asked about, is it possible to do it so like I said, the second retreat is going to be in Sedona. We're not going to repeat that one. But people wanted to know, is it possible to do something in the UK too? And let's see if I have a slide on that one. Yeah, let me get back to that. So we could hold the first and second retreats also in the UK. So, and people could go to either one, actually, if they couldn't make it. But obviously, then Jeff and I have travel expenses, and we have to figure out time expenses and venues, and it's a lot more. So then it would still be less than what people who are brand new to the M Club were paying, but it would need to be $9,000 and for that to make financial sense for us to do it, and not for me to lose my shirt on it. And there need to be at least probably about 8 people who wanted to do that. So honestly, my belief is for a lot of you that people travel to. I'm in programs all the time where people that are year-long programs and long programs where people fly in 3, 4, 5 times a year to be parts of it, and so that's all doable. And great. So for somebody, $4,500 is right around 3,300 pounds. 3,300 pounds. Oh, great. And Veronica, too. Thank you all for making up for my goofing that up. And does that include accommodation? No, but we'll do our best to find very reasonable accommodations. And in Sedona, we should be able to get like a block, and a block of rooms and make it cheaper, and or set up some Airbnbs for people. But you would be paying for your own accommodations. Unfortunately, we can't cover that for you without making the programs a lot more expensive. If you've ever put on programs, all that stuff adds up really quickly. When you're doing it for a whole 20 people or something. Oh, and I forgot to mention, the M Club will probably never ever be this small. I'm guessing, not really sure right now. It could be as small as about 16 people. It could be as large as about 30. I can't guarantee that either way, but the M Clubs in the future will be a lot bigger. So there's going to be a lot more individual attention than there will be in the future. Let me see. I don't think I had any other slides. Okay. And again, my apologies for the sloppiness of the slides, but it was kind of a last minute thing that I thought of. I wasn't going to do slides, and I thought I really should. Let me get this back to off of my desktop. And I apologize that I didn't figure out how to do this smoothly ahead of time. I thought I knew how to do it. Oh, 1 second. Okay, well, if you have any more questions, start getting those, and while I'm figuring out what I'm doing wrong here. Oh, I see what's wrong. 1 second. There's some things that Macs do in a weird way that's... There we go. That should work. And my apologies for this. Well, maybe just me that's seeing it oddly. Are you seeing me now and not the PowerPoints? So, or not my screen? Just let me know if you're still seeing my screen. Because if you aren't, I'll quit futzing with it. You see both. Oh, does that do it? Oh, here we go. I'm sorry. Okay. Now you should be just seeing me. All right. I promise I will get this all down before I start the M Club. So, any questions? When we're done, we'll do just a little bit of energy work. Nothing too heavy, but you're all still processing so much from the weekend, just to kind of ease the processing. So you'll all be getting an email, and with links Well, I'll need to know for our listeners if people are thinking about the certification or not, and or if you're thinking about if you really want the retreats in the UK. I mean, I love coming here, so I mean, it's home away from home for me, and I love being with you also. I'm certainly willing to do it, but I can't do it for that $4,500 price. Oh, and certification is certification is 10 a lot less than than I'm sorry. I'm not saying that clearly. Certification is $10,000, and then you get M Club and the certification. Other questions? And again, I'm sorry, really am quite spacey today. Oh, and I'll let you know, just while people are thinking, I won't send the email to any of you unless you want to, but I'm going to do another webinar on Monday, but it will be for people who, grads who weren't at either the LA program or the one in London. So it'll be a lot more explanation kind of stuff about M Club and everything. But I will be doing that on Monday. Maybe I'll just include everybody in the invitation and just know that and I'll put in the email, that's the aim of it. Oh, for certification, for all of you, again, you could either do a pay in full or you could do a payment plan, which is a down payment and then 9 monthly payments. I think I answered the question. And yeah, I can see if there's anything I can do to help with the expense if you're doing both certification and the M Club. But oh, and I was clear, right? The 10,000 is for both. It's not on top of the M Club. You know, and I want to try to make it work for all of you. So if you're interested and you know, you're finding challenges in it, you know, email me. We can set up a time to talk, and either with myself or with Jeff, and we can see what we can do. You know, I'm trying to be as inclusive as I can and still get this to work financially. You know, particularly the financial part of it wasn't too good in the past with my promoter in the UK. And in fact, I wasn't paid anything for the last 8 days of training I did last year. I mean, not a penny, not even for my expenses. So kind of having to make up for, you know, I can't afford to keep coming to the UK in that kind of circumstances. So it has to make sense financially now. So I will do what I can to help everybody, and it's still got to work, you know. Anybody else? Any questions? If there's not, we'll just do some energy to help. And the energy will have no agenda, but just to help you connect with your M and get clarity on what's a great decision for you. You know, we'll say again, I think this is going to be so far beyond anything that we've ever done in energetic NLP that it's going to be truly amazing. Oh, good question. How soon do we need to know? To get all the discounts and everything, I need to know by Friday, because we're going to be starting beginning of June. So, there's a lot of planning and stuff Jeff and I need to get together. So people could join later, but they're not going to get the same kind of discounts. So all of that, well, let's say through Saturday. You can have through Saturday, but I do need to know by then. And again, if it's a matter of cash flow or something, let me know. We're going to be, and I'll send an email with the figure so you have the exact kind of thing. But if this is calling to you and you can do it, and yes, there is a link to sign up. I think it was actually in the email I sent all of you already, but I will send it out again. Oh, you're welcome, Mandy. Sorry, I'm getting caught up in the details again, but I do want to come back to the fact that it's going to be an amazing adventure, and what we're going to do as a group is going to be phenomenal. And so, if it calls to you, I hope you'll join us. And the group that's already signed up, we have a really good group, and so. And like I said, I'm sure it'll be the smallest M Club we'll ever do. So that's a big advantage for all of you. I'd actually originally thought of not starting it till even later, so there'd be more time to put it out there and get more people, particularly because it's a year-long program. But I just couldn't wait. It's like, I can taste this thing already. I want it to happen. And I was asked, do we have a maximum number in the group? We're not going to get anywhere near what would be a maximum number. So right now, I think there's about 15 people signed up. So, and there will be, I will be putting this out to everybody, and some more people might sign up, but I'm expecting somewhere between 15 and 30 is what I'm guessing. And we can handle a lot more than that, with no problem. But it's just not going to happen. There's not that much time and stuff to do it. Like I say, probably if I was being a smart businessman, I would have put this off another 6 months and really built up to it. But I'm not waiting. And Jeff feels the same way. It's like no, we got to start. It's there's some whole force behind it too. It's like it's got to happen now. And again, we will be doing them in the future, but most likely they'll be starting once a year because, a lot of programs have open kind of a rolling enrollment. People can keep joining in. And if we could figure out a way to do that, that would be great. But at least at the moment, we don't see how to do that and have this be the way we want it to be. So any other questions? If not, we'll just bring in some great energy for, and I'm curious if you just put in there, how many of you notice you've really been processing a lot from the weekend? I mean, I know it's like every time I talk to Jeff, he laughs at how much I'm processing. So I'm just, and as I look at all of you, you're processing a lot, but I'm just curious if you're how aware of it you are. So if I get a couple comments on that, and then we'll, got a yep. Yes, been extraordinary, very aware. I mean, this is more the new level we're going to be doing things. And we're going to build up our ability to handle it too. And very aware. Yeah. Like I say, I'm just so excited about where this is going. So, I don't want any of you to feel any pressure to do this. I think it's a fantastic opportunity. If it calls to you, and you have any concerns about it, send me an email, and, you can always do the art. Well, I'll put it in. Easiest one is this one. You can always do art at energeticnlp.com, but art at enlp7.com works. And yeah, Alvina, yes, definitely. Yeah, I mean, we were cooking. And I'm so spacey today. Let me ground. Olive and I were doing some work a couple hours ago, and really opened up some wonderful, Olive does incredible work, you may or may not know, on learning and health. And and she was teaching me something, and it opened up a whole area where I was blocked that I'd never noticed. So we started working on it, and it's really shifting, but it's kind of, I'm a little wall land about it. Okay. So anyways, everybody ground, and let's tell our M's, like, we want something nice, gentle, to help with all the processing. And let's remember, we can put some of what we did in the further back in the past. Like, let's just imagine it happened months ago. And really imagine we literally can put it in our past. So we've had 2 months to be processing it. The other thing, and something we're going to be dealing a lot with, and not dealing with it, we're going to be working with a lot in the M Club, is Jeff and I have been looking about that. We do a lot of the processing in our own energy field. Open up to letting the universe help you process this. So we know we're all interconnected, and we're connected not just to each other, but to all these vast spiritual forces, and to the earth, which is a vast spiritual force itself. Just give your M permission to let the whole universe help you process this. So we're going to put a lot of the work 2 months ago. So you've had all this time to get comfortable with it and take it further. And there you go. Really open up to let the universe process this with you. We don't have to do all the work. You don't have to do all the work in your energy field. Yeah, and Linda's saying that's different already. Yeah, and I'm curious from many of the rest of you. That's really like, and we're going to be exploring this a lot more, doing a lot more, putting things in the past so that we've already gotten comfortable with it, but also a lot more of developing this ability for a more instantaneous processing and integration that's happening because we're not processing it all in present time, and we're not all processing it in our space. We're letting our vaster selves in the universe kind of do it with us in a very gentle, powerful way. Now, Vina, that you're aware of it in your head, but it even goes down through your body, really to the base of your spine, maybe a little lower. So let all that just gently shift. And a lot around your heart. And we talk about letting the earth ground us. And I include myself in this. I don't think we're really grokking that yet. Really give the earth permission to ground you. Like, boom. And to be gently siphoning off the any energies you're releasing, but kind of a siphoning or almost osmotic release. and a gentle and so very effective bringing in of the earth and universal energies. It's nurturing and healing and acknowledging and loving. But just imagine you keep dialing up the grounding, so like you're solid. And also with you, Linda, that's great what's going on behind your eyes, and let it come down, as Jeff would say, into the lower densities and octaves. It's, you know, and I forgot to mention again tonight, you know, in the M Club, we're, you know, Jeff's bringing all this somatic awareness, including somatic trauma work, and everybody has trauma, you know, and not to mention past life traumas. And, you know, this work that, you know, people refer to as the, you know, shadow work. But, you know, I think if we talk about more about just being able to be in non-resistance to everything that is, and acceptance of the complexity of us as beings and of life, that it includes things that we judge as negative, and being able to be present to that and change it if we want to, but not judge its existence as being wrong. You know, particularly the parts of ourselves that we've disowned. You know, and the belief in a lot of traditions is when you own the whole complexity of what we are and what life is, then the light gets even brighter. And when we get out of resistance to what we call the dark, you end up with this incredible light that's better than what we had before, because it's getting rid of all the splits and fractionations and bringing this phenomenal wholeness. Let's then bring in more joy as being part of the foundation of our being. And bring in more of awareness that the fact that you're alive means that you're an important part of whatever this unfolding is of humanity, that there are no extra people. Everybody that's here is supposed to be here while they're here. We're all playing a part in this huge unfolding, blossoming of humanity, messy as it is. That's interesting. You know, there's you know, all the things as above. Sorry, as above is below. I'm saying it wrong. As below is above. You know, you all know what I mean. That, and I was thinking about how the whole messiness and how we don't like the messiness of the unfolding of humanity and the blossoming of humanity. And if you think about birth, you know, all mammalian, but human birth is messy. It's really messy. And, you know, but out of it comes this beautiful child. This, and those of you that have seen a birth know that how how phenomenally beautiful, out of all this messiness, it's suddenly this incredible beauty. and I think that is a real message for us. That this unfolding of humanity that's messy and bloody and destructive in some ways, something beautiful is being birthed. And I think in the M Club, we're going to be a big part of helping to birth that. Okay, well, thank you all so much. Actually, let me just check the time. Okay, not bad. Yeah, so thank you all so much for being there last weekend. Thank you for being on this call. Thank you for putting up with my spaciness and having a little trouble with technology right then. And again, I'll send you the link and the information if you have, if you're trying to figure things out and want help or guidance on that. I will be at the NLP conference, but I'll find time to talk to you. And Jeff's actually at a whole other conference, but we'll do our best to find times that work to connect with all of you. And if you're just ready to sign up, that's great too. If you are interested in having it be in those 2 retreats in the UK, let us know. Again, that effectively doubles the cost for you, but we would certainly do it. And if you're interested in certification, let us know so we know kind of what people are thinking. Oh, and Linda's saying, hope you and all have a great time at the conference, and thank you. And Olive will be presenting on going beyond, about spelling and literacy and reading and helping people with that, children, of course, but also adults. And she brings energetic work into that. And I'll share one piece with that. She's found that grounding, it really helps kids who are with dyslexia and stuff, and with their visualization. When they're grounded, they can visualize better. And that's just one of the many things she's applying. And she and I are just starting to look at with children with autism and Asperger's. I mean, she's been looking at applications of NLP and energetic NLP and braining and different things to that. But I've just started looking at the karmic and the spiritual contract aspect of that. And all of a sudden, with a lot of children, that kind of stuff starts coming in when they're around 2. And we were starting to look at this huge energetic shift that happens. And it's like these contracts get activated. So I think we're going to be able to do I think there's going to be some amazing things happening there. But anyways, Olive's talking about that. I'm going to talk about using both NLP and energetic NLP to connect people more with their miraculous self, their inner wisdom and spirit. So I'm looking forward to that, because there's a lot of people in the NLP community that are hungry to add in more of the spiritual dimension and really advanced spiritual work. So thank you all for the weekend. Thank you for being here now. Again, do be in touch around the M Club. And Jeff wanted me to say hi to all of you, whether you've met him or not. And I goofed up. I forgot he couldn't be on the call tonight. He's actually flying to Florida right now to be at this other conference where he's representing both of us. So he says hi. And yeah. So anyways, thank you. And talk to you all soon. Bye. And you can still yeah, and I'll help you with that a bit, Elvina. And I'll leave the chat on. So if people want to chat, I'll just stop the video.